where to fucking even it out at.
Right.
It's hard. It's hard to balance that.
To test
it's hard to synchronize them. It's
Yeah.
It's rough.
Oh, for the video on this?
Yeah.
So are you doing...
Yeah, because I'm recording on there, video, but then I'm putting the mic on here, and then I gotta... I'm gonna airdrop this, onto there, basically.
And then you gotta cut and edit.
And then, synchronize it.
So you're doing like a YouTube as well?
Yeah, it's gonna be on YouTube.
Sick.
I have them. I'm editing. And I have 2 about done. But yeah. So this is the 3rd episode of the 100 podcast. It's gonna be available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, basically every streaming service, and on YouTube. Today I brought my friend and kind of like one of my business partners, Larry here. He's a real estate agent, and I do drone videography, so I work with him. How you doing today, bro? How you feeling?
Doing good, man. Good. Tired, but great. It's grind. Actually, right before I got here, I was writing up an offer.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, actually, I speaking of, and I gotta come. I was gonna hit you up. Got a new listing as well, man. So
let me know. I'll be there. Yeah. I think we should just start with freaking Coachella and Stagecoach. How was that, man? How was bartending?
That's wild, man. I mean, it's weird, man. I've been doing it, I don't know, maybe my 8th year now.
Okay.
And years ago, I got in because it's kind of hard to get in, man. It's not one of those things where like anybody can just be there. You kind of have to either know somebody or kind of slide in. I actually got in by kind of chance. They fired some people, or some people didn't show up, and I knew somebody, and I was like the 10th person on the list. And when he
this year, or was it when
no,
when I first began?
Okay. And it was small back then. It wasn't even that. I mean, it was big, but it wasn't like it is today. You know, now it's like Coachella. You know what I mean? Like, oh, Coachella. But
all the hype.
But back then it was nuts, man. So I got in, and I got put in VIP. Like the only like main bar in VIP, there was like one bar. That was us, and we just used to get smashed for like just 12 hours straight, like 10, 15 people deep. Just grind. And over the years, the bar's gotten bigger and better. More people are there, and it's chill, but it's dope. So, you know, now it's with 3 weekends with Stagecoach. I mean, basically, like, the last 3 weeks are just grind, and then I'm tired, and I'm, like, working. But we also drink, and we party, and we have a good time, too. You know what I mean? Like, so when we're done, like, all we do is hang out. So it's just like...
Do you just work Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or do you work, like, Thursday? Like
So I just pull up for the main days.
That's good. That's good, because that's too much, dude. I go, like, one day now to Coachella, if I can. Yeah. I didn't even go this year.
You didn't?
No.
I mean, obviously, I saw you over at Stagecoach.
Stagecoach, I'm at Stagecoach.
You know what? Now, working the event, there's no way I would ever be able to attend ever again. Yeah. It's just different because now, like, I'm in my bar is right by, like, the main stage. You know what I mean? So I hear all the music, all the time, even when we're not doing anything or even when we're working. So I basically hear all these people without actually like having to be there, and I get to make money at the same time, and it's a good like step away from the normal of like real estate and hair and whatever else I do. So yeah.
How many things do you do? What are all your careers you're going through right now? Because I know you're you're a good hairstylist, you're a real estate agent, you're bartending. So I mean, a couple things.
I've bartended a lot, for the last, I don't know, like in the service industry in general, probably like a good 15 years now, 6, 7, not like 15. I'm going on my 15th year. I do a couple weddings here and there, when people ask me, like, oh, do a couple, so I'll bartend a wedding, I'll put the staff together, we'll do all that. And then, obviously I've been a hairstylist for like 7+. That's dope. I love that. I was doing that full time as like a grind, but, like hair is such a passionate, like, business, Yeah. Because it's creative, it's artistic, So it got to the point for me when it got like a little too monotonous. And,
kind of just going to the same place, same type of hairstyles.
Just over and over and over again. You know what I mean? There's no fun when I'm doing like, just say like for me I couldn't be a barber for sure. Yeah. Like the fact that those guys just like do like 80 cuts a day is like that's terrible. That sounds terrible to me. Yeah, there's no way I wouldn't want to do that. Exactly. To stand there. So for me, I got to that point where I was like, all right, cool. And I always, I got into real estate years and years ago with like as an assistant for somebody else when like the market like crashed, and that's how I kind of like stacked my cash early on. But I said, might as well. I was like, let's get into real estate because they're both the same. Like the idea of getting clients for hair is almost the exact same thing as real estate. So it's just marketing and brand and and like awareness and advertising and for me it was like an easy transition. I'm like, instead of talking to people like, hey, who does your hair? Now I go, yeah, like you ever thought about buying a house? And like then at that point it's a follow up, it's grind, it's like get them going, and then the paycheck obviously is much better. So I mean that's the thing. Like right now I'm focusing on real estate. I'm building a team. I'm gonna be launching like a new like website and team later on, and then I plan to get into like just the marketing in general. Because ultimately, that's what I want to do. Because
I'm sure you feel the same way. That's probably why you did it. But like the ceiling with being a hairstylist is so much lower than a real estate agent. The ceiling, I just feel like, I don't know for sure, but it's the outside in
for sure. I mean, especially now, because the game is changing, man. Like you got to think about it. Like I mean, like look at the Ubers and like the Amazons. Like they're in 10 more, 15 more years, like there won't be like malls anymore. No one's gonna go to the mall. No. You know what I mean? Soon, like pizza delivery, like already Domino's has a car that like drives it for you. You know what I mean? Uber will pick you up, right? Like nobody. Exactly. All these businesses, like to be honest, I don't even think movie theaters will be around in 20 years, maybe even sooner. Because
I don't even go to the movie theater.
Exactly. As soon as TVs are only getting bigger. Yeah. Now there's 80, 90-inch TVs. Like they're only going to get bigger, and movies will only get more expensive because not as many people are going. So then soon they just won't go, unless of course like something changes. So for hair, that's what it is, man. Like that business model of having 10 chairs and getting 10 stylists and like or barbers and getting people in. It's a broken system. It hasn't been updated in years.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's a grind. It's a struggle, man. I think on average in California, hairstylists make like 32. No, not even. I think it's like 27 a year.
Man, I think you're about right. Yeah.
And you know what I mean. And that's
spot on. Yeah.
And that's gross. That means after bills, after taxes, after living expenses, they're barely like getting by. And but nobody tells you that. That's actually one thing I plan on doing. I plan on starting like a business podcast to help stylists like know those things. Yeah. Because you could be successful. There's a lot of successful hairstylists. It's like it's branding, it's marketing, it's advertising. Yeah. And the thing is, like, hairstylists, they're not business oriented. Like they didn't go to business school. They went to hair school. They went to barber school.
Know the craft.
Yeah, they went to learn how to cut hair, not how to manage money, how to run a business. So if they're not taking those steps and precautions, like they're ultimately going to fail.
That's kind of why I did this podcast. Was I wanted to bring different people in because so far I got a guy who was an aspiring cop, and he's pretty close, and then a rapper, and then now you're kind of a jack of all trades. So I'm kind of just trying to get everybody in that and show their path and show what they have to do to get where they want to be.
No, that's dope. Actually, I listened to the first episode. Was it Fury or what was his name?
It was Low Key.
Low Key. Yeah.
Yeah, he's the rapper.
Yeah, cool dude. It's I used to be a rapper too, actually, man. Long time.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that
back in the day, man.
What was your rap name?
My rap name was Rico.
That's kind of a cool name. I like
that.
Man. That's not too crazy. It's
not too crazy. It wasn't. I didn't make it up. Someone gave it to me. Back in high school, I used to dress really like preppy in a sense, like dress pants, shirt, tie,
got you.
You know what I mean? I was like looking fresh. And freshman year, one of the seniors like on like the football team was like, look, like actually they duct taped my locker, so I couldn't get in. Yeah. So I had to go play football in like dress pants.
Damn.
And like,
is that where you got it?
So they were like, look at little Rico Suave over here. You know what I mean? And then he was like the main, like guy at the time. And everybody was like, no one even knew my name. About 9 months into school, everybody just called me like Rico. I was like, yo, what up, Rico? And
you could have a way worse nickname.
No, for sure. No, it worked.
It's not too bad.
No, it worked. I was like, all right. And I mean, even teachers would be like, what? Like they didn't even, they called me Rico. It was crazy. Yeah.
Damn, that's crazy.
So as I started, like, that's when I really, and I was already rapping at the time, so like, I was like, well, I'm not gonna like, what do I get my name gonna be all cool and shit? I was like, Blind Few, some like stupid name. I was like, nah, I was like, fuck it, I'll just go with what works, And that was it, yeah, man. and I've been rapping. I mean, like I haven't rapped in years now. I mean, I freestyle all the time, but yeah, I love it. Music is actually one of my like favorite passions of all time. Had I had like another, if I would have made one different choice, I would have probably like pursued music more.
Yeah, you would have kind of just kept on it.
I was there
because I feel like music, you could just keep going, you know,
forever. Well, yeah,
for a long time.
I mean, like because it's art. Art is subjective, man. So you know, like obviously every rapper, every artist wants to be to that level of like you're there, you made it, you know, you've sold X amount or whatever. But I mean, you know, realistically, like if you had 1,000 fans that loved you, like what's wrong with that? Like what's wrong?
Not bad, honestly.
What's wrong with making music and 1,000 people buy your shit? Like and you can pay bills or do whatever. I'm like, if you love it, like that's all it really takes. But you know, obviously everybody's like grinding to get to like the radio or you know wherever, or like sell go platinum. But,
yeah, exactly. Like,
but it was tough. The music industry was crazy. I signed a publishing contract years ago. You know, I opened for like Flo Rida, Twista, Snoop. That was dope. I mean, I was doing music, like real talk, but it was a grind. It was a lot. And it's really, I mean, to be honest, you don't even have to be that good. I mean, I am that good, but it's about who you know, really.
They're just kind of getting that door, that little open door.
And it costs money.
Kicking it, yeah. I don't know about that, but I'm sure it does. You got to live that lifestyle.
Yeah, nothing's free, man. I mean, like, you look at, like, you know that song Jay Sean and Lil Wayne? That, Baby, are you down?
Yeah.
Like, he don't know Lil Wayne. It cost him $15,000 for that verse.
Exactly.
But that song blew, right? They're like, Jay Sean, you know, it's a little catchy. They're like, man, now we need someone to like hook it down. You know what I mean? And sure was. Like, so I mean, like, but if I had $15,000 to blow on you know what I mean? I'm sure I could probably get Lil Wayne to give me a 16 bar.
Exactly.
Or what am I gonna do with that? You know what I mean? Like,
it'll get you a little boost for a little bit. And
for
then
a second. Like, but if you ain't got it, you don't know it, and you ain't ready, and you don't got more money, you know what I mean? Because then once you get like known for like, oh, he just paid on boy, well then, now who you gonna pay next? You know what I mean?
Who's the next big star?
Yeah.
You know.
Plus now, you know, so unless of course you're just like raw, and you could just go on YouTube and just like grind out. I mean, there's a lot of people doing that now.
Like a Russ character. Or,
yeah.
You know. J. Cole kind of was like that. He kind of just did his own shit.
No, for sure. I mean, well, he always does.
He's still doing it right now.
All his albums got no features. Yeah.
Like, I like J. Cole, man. He's got some haters, but I like it.
Nah, J. Cole's the Nas of like this century, man. Like, Nas was always my guy. I mean, J. Cole literally going platinum without no features. No, you know what I mean? That's fire. Although I mess with Russ tough though too. I wasn't a big fan at first. Yeah,
I kind of got off him a little bit.
I mean, like I like the fact that like he produces his own music, records his own music, masters, mixes, like writes his own music.
So you can't hate on him really.
That's why I'm like, how do you mad at it? You know, so it's different. You know, because when 7 people writing other people's songs, it's like, what's the point? You know, it's not really you.
It's kind of how I feel about Drake. I'm like, man, that guy's just. It sounds good. I can't hate it. I like the music.
It's true.
It just, when I look down and I look at who it's written by, and it's by like 8 different people, it's like, kind of kills it for me.
It is crazy to think how Drake is, like, I mean, but he's killing at the moment. I mean, he really is though. Regardless, like, he's killing because some of the because that's the thing too. At that point, like, some of the best songs of all time aren't written by the artist. You know what I mean? I mean, in rap, it's a little different. But I mean, like when you go to any other genre, most of the time the singers don't write their own songs. You know what I mean? Like Whitney Houston's biggest hit.
And I guess being a fan, you don't know that.
You don't. You just, you know what I mean? Like, and to be honest, you got to think about it too. Like, just imagine if Aerosmith didn't like sing, like I forgot what it's called now. Like Close Your Eyes. Like I don't want to miss a beat because I miss you.
Oh, I don't want to miss a thing.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like just imagine if he didn't, and they didn't write that song for him. They wrote it for somebody else. And then they found out, then he got it, and then like killed it, and like now it was like one of the best, So like, that's like, can you really hate on him for not writing it? You know what I mean? Like, because then the artist kind of brings it to life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Like Whitney Houston, like she had a jam. At first they wanted to sing like Dolly Parton. They wrote it for Dolly Parton.
Oh.
And then Dolly Parton was like, nah. You know what I mean? But then Whitney Houston like, I Have Nothing is the song. Yeah, and she like, that was a classic. So I mean, like you got to think of it that way. It's like, can you really hate on Drake? Regardless, Drake kills, man.
I can't, I can't hate on him. He kills it.
Especially now, like all these young cats, man, they're like, they got him like number one. You know what I mean? Like,
and still, even with how everybody writes his music or whatever, he's got a couple writers for him. These new rappers, man, this new music is kind of like throwing me off. I don't get it. I haven't listened to any of it really.
It's tough, man.
I'm not with it.
So like, I obviously as a rapper myself. At least at one point, I don't call myself a rapper at all anymore. But being a fan of hip hop and rap, and like even like in high school, in order to graduate, we had to do what we call like a senior project.
Yeah.
And I did mine on like the history of rap, and then I actually wrote like an album. It was basically like a story. Every track was like a story for a book, and it was dope. But I did it like a project on like hip hop and like where rap and it all came from and like what the culture was. So like I have a huge like love for hip hop in that aspect of like what it is, and obviously it's evolved over the years. And like granted, like what's his name. Like Joe Budden, you know what I mean? Like he be hating on all these guys, right? Yeah. First of all, Joe's sour all the time because like
I like him.
He's always he had like one hit back in the day. Yeah. And he all mad that like these guys are like but then again, it's like some of these young cats now. Like I'm on Joe Budden's side as well. Like yo man, like you kind of do gotta respect like who was here before you. You know what I mean? Like you wouldn't even have a chance to be in this place if it wasn't for like the Pacs, the Biggies, the Big L's, the Cool G, like all those, KRS-One and like Rakim, like so all these guys like paved the way, but at the same time, like you really can't get mad at the new kids because like this, at least for me now, like this music isn't for me anymore. Like Lil Pump, Gucci Gang, like whoever else is out there, I don't even know, like they're not for me. They ain't making music. They're making music for 21, right. 19, 17, 18, 22-year-olds. Like, and some of the, like, so for me, like, I'm mad, like, music's changed. Like, that's for them, you know what I mean? Like, so they can enjoy that. But, I mean, like, for me, like, I'll continue, like, yeah, like, because I'm, like, I don't diss on anybody's music. Like, regardless if I don't feel that they're, like, up to par, like, they suck or whatever the case is. Like, again, it's subjective. It's art. Yeah. So, I mean, like, to them, that's what they do, and they do it well. And, like, especially, and I definitely don't ever hate on anybody's hustle. So, I mean, like, if they made it, regardless of how they made it, you know what I mean? Like,
they did it, yeah.
Lil Pump's there, cool. Like, whatever. He got there somehow, you know what I mean? Like, Tekashi 69, as terrible as he's like a rapper, like, he's there. He was grinding. Like, you don't just, like, wake up and be like, I'm here now. What's up? Like, I'm famous. Like, he was doing something consistently for X amount of time to get somewhere. So, like, I ain't never gonna hate on nobody's hustle. Like,
you gotta market. I can tell you that.
That's it.
Yeah. And I kind of was like that with country. I used to hate on country, and I kind of, now I like it. I'm kind of more into it, and I'm like, I just enjoy the music more.
Yeah. No, it's true. I'm not a huge country fan. I mean, at that point, I love all music. You know what I mean? For the most part, like, I don't hate on any music, but definitely, like, I definitely wasn't, like, a country fan. Yeah. But at the same time, at least for me now that I'm getting older, you can start to, like, kind of, like, I guess, relate more. I don't know if it makes sense, but yeah. But definitely, yeah.
Exactly.
You definitely open up. Because when you're young, you don't know,
Yeah. You always want to be cool.
You're like,
you always want to be like...
people like, especially like, if your homies are like, man, fuck country. You know what I mean? You're like, yeah, fuck country, dude. Like, exactly. You know what I mean? Like, just because you're like, I don't want to, like, cause waves. Like, I don't want to be the only one that doesn't like country. So you're like, cool. But as you get older, like, fuck, I'm like tripping on. Like, country's cool. Why you tripping? Like, I got a good homie of mine. Same thing. He used to love hip-hop and rap. Like, we used to, like, dip all the time when we were younger, like 17 to, like, 22. Hip-hop. All day long, rap, hip hop. Now he like, I never listen to that stuff. I'm like, what? And he totally switched. Now he's like a straight country guy. Really? But I don't know. Like, I mean, maybe because we didn't split, but like, he spent more time somewhere else, and then did that. And I'm like, cool. And I like straight up, like, what's wrong with that? You know what I mean? Yeah. I ain't mad at you. So it's it's one of those things. It's like you just gotta show love, man. There's too much negativity in the world to like hate on anybody. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like if you're hating on somebody, like. What are you doing with your time? You know what I mean? Like
exactly. What type of person are you? Negative,
Because it takes energy to do that shit. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like that energy could be spent doing something positive, and like you're literally going out of your way to be negative. It's like, what's the deal?
Yeah, I've been there before. Yeah. I've been there where I'm hating on everybody around me. I'm like, fuck all you guys, and it's bad. Yeah. And then when you start looking at everything positive, all those issues start like you're like, oh, that's not that bad. And then all the issues kind of just start rolling over. Yeah, nothing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I don't know, dude. Just on your style, bro. Did you get it from anybody? Because that's kind of your original thing. Every time you go somewhere, you're like the shining star everywhere. Did you get it from anybody or just your own thing?
I don't know, man. I guess my pops. My pops, man. I have like a love-hate relationship with him, man. Like he always like pushed me in the limelight. Like I don't ever seek attention, but I'm like I thrive in it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I'm not the guy that like wants to be like look at me, but of like. If someone looks at me, like, what's good? What's going on? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, I'm just like, I don't know. I just kind of just kind of take everybody in at that point, and I just kind of learn and pick and choose. I mean, like, it was something that I've always kind of done. I've always had my own little like swag and style, the way that it's always been.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, I've always been like that guy that's like, you can go left or right, and I'm always like, well, like, why can't we just go like straight? Like, what's wrong with that? You know what I mean? Like, I'm always trying to like
just go my way.
Exactly. You know, and that's really what it is. But as far as like style or swag, like, I don't know, man, it's crazy. I just, especially now I got kids, you know, I tell them all the time, like, be you. You know, there's only one you in the world. Like, why be anybody else? Like, be yourself. You know what I mean?
That's what I feel like with my boys. Same thing. I just want them to do exactly what they want to do, you know? And then just follow them in whatever they love and get excited about it. I want to enjoy whatever they're doing.
Man.
If it's sports, if it's fucking video games, if it's whatever it is, man, I'm into it.
No, that's how you got to be, man, especially as like a parent, you know, because like after all the stuff I do, like being a parent is like number one, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
So
that's 24/7.
24/7, you know? And if you think about it, man, it's like, it's dangerous, like what we, like we are in control of shaping these young people, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy. And half of the time, like, I mean, like I'm 32, you know, like, I don't, you know, like, I'm still shaping myself, you know what I mean? Like, at the time, I'm still learning, so, like, the responsibility you have as a parent while still, like, we're still figuring this out ourselves, but yet we're in charge of somebody else's. It's crazy. It blows me away.
Yeah, it trips me out. Because I'm 24, so I'm way younger than you, and I really don't know what's going on, you know?
I mean, but to be honest, you never don't, man. Like,
yeah,
my grandmother always told me, man, they don't come with instructions, you know what I mean? So
just try your best.
Right.
Try to give them, you know, the best opportunity.
I know, at least for me, what I've realized, man, is that, like, I feel like parents, especially my parents, and, like, the way that it used to be was always, like so I played a ton of sports because my dad played a lot of sports. My dad didn't get good grades, and, you know, he couldn't play baseball and, like, had his chance but didn't. So, like, guess what? Like, I played baseball, and, like, he wanted me to play baseball, and I played baseball, and, like, baseball was baseball, you know, like, and that's what it was. So he was, like, basically, like, living vicariously through me, and, like, forced me to baseball, and then I played football, and it was, like, this kind of thing. So, like, I feel like parents a lot, like, and I've, you know, like, they basically just, like, they're trying to, like, force kids into doing what they feel is right, when in actuality, like, you know, like, I let my daughter just kind of, like, figure it out, you know, like, my daughter wants to, like, draw all the time, so
that's something cool right there.
Yeah,
it's original.
That's it. You know what I mean? Like, if she wants to draw, cool, I'll let her draw. Like, I don't even get upset at her all that much anymore. Like, they're kids, so they're gonna make mistakes, but, like, I never even, like, you know, like, I'm just like they're kids. They're going, like, I make mistakes. You know what I mean? Like, how can I hold them accountable for things that, like, don't even know? Then again, like, when I'm still learning myself on things, so I'm like, so I don't know. It's hard, man. At the same day, you know, I just let them know that it's, you know, it's real out there, man. Like, and you just, all I do is I tell my girls, just whatever it is you do, I don't care what it is, just try your hardest and give it 100%. If you're gonna do anything, do it 100. You know what I mean? Podcast 100
podcast.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I got a couple stickers now finally. So.
Nice.
Yeah.
You know, that's what it is, man.
Yeah, that's what I want my boys to do, man. I want them to know I'm always there for them, because I don't know, man. That's kind of how with my parents, I was like one person in front of them, and I tried to act all perfect, and then when I was off doing my own thing, I was a little crazy, and I had to deal with situations by myself. It was me I had to deal with it, you know, and I don't want my boys to have to do that. I don't want them to have to deal with it with me, you know, or, you know, their mom, and their mom's the same way. She's there for them, and that's kind of
that's huge.
The way I want to go, yeah.
That's huge. No, it's funny you say that, because, like, I mean, obviously, when you're kids, I don't know, because, like, my oldest daughter, crazy, she just turned 12, and 12 years old, and you know,
hey, that's 1 year, dude. She's a teenager. Have fun, dude.
It's crazy, but it's like, so she's in an anime, right? Because, like, I was always in, like, Dragon Ball Z and things like that, so I was like, you know, so I always watched it with her as, like, when she was little, and, like, she likes it. She likes anime. She likes drawing anime. She likes doing things like that.
Yeah.
She's, like, super daddy's girl, you know. But this is, like, middle school, 6th grade, like, and I'm like, and I, like, went through her, like, text messages all crazy, like, you know, because, like, she don't have a phone. She's like an iPad, and, you know, she's like cussing and, like, like, I was like,
oh man,
what? And I'm like, so again, like, I was like, all right, so I had to sit her down and have a talk, but then I'm thinking, like, what was I doing at 12? You know what I mean? 13, like I was trying to be cool.
Same
You know what I mean?
thing.
Like, I didn't cuss in front of my parents, like, but I was cut, because you think it's cool. You're like, you're saying like bad words and like, I'm like, and then I'm like, but it blew me away. I was like, so I didn't get that mad at her, but I did have to be like, hey, like what's going, because I know that's really not her. You know what I mean? So I was like, hey, like what's going, like, so you cut? I was like, you cuss now? I was like, that's what you do?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Yeah. She's like, scared. She was like,
uh-oh.
And I was like, let me hear it. Cuss. Let me hear what you got. She couldn't.
You put her on the spot.
Put her on the spot. She couldn't do it. She couldn't do it. And I was like, all right, cool. I was like, I'm just saying, baby girl, you ain't got. The thing is, what I was telling her, I was like, you don't have to worry. Like, if your friends want to cuss, cool. Get that. Yeah. Let them do that. They want to do this, do that. I was like, you just be you. You don't have to do that.
You be a leader. You do your own thing.
Like, do you, People
will start following you if you're doing your own thing. People will start liking it, because you're unique and you do your own way, Yeah. Same shit.
So it's just it's nuts. That's funny that you were saying like you were like sip it in front. I'm like, dude, my daughter's doing that to me right now. I was like, and I was like, it's hard. So as a parent though, that's what I'm saying. Like you get to that point, I'm like, what do you do? You know what I mean? Because I could have flipped out. My pops would have flipped out on me back in the day. My mom would have, like they would have beat me, like this and that. It would have been a whole deal, Man. And but but now I mean at the end of the day, she has been like testing me, And I'm always like, baby girl, like, I love you, do that, But, like, at this point now, I was like, Lillian, like, next time, like, I'm snatching you by your neck, That's what I told her. I was
it's not a talk next time.
The next time it's not even, I had to,
exactly.
Because at the end of the day, I was like, look, I'm your friend, I love you and this and that, but I, like, as a father, like, I cannot allow you to make mistakes like these. So, just so you know, like, don't take the kindness for weakness, like, you know what I mean? Like, you definitely should be fearing me more than fearing, like, feeling like weird in front of your friends, you know what I mean, or whatever.
You're not that kid.
Like if your friend's like, "Oh, Lily, you don't want to do this," like you're a loser. Like, cool, be a loser, because I'm telling you, like you not being a loser with your friends will be way worse than like because I'm telling you right now, like I'm worse. Like it's way better to be a loser in front of your friends than to lie to me about something and I find out because I am going to snatch your shit.
What's crazy too is once you get out of high school, it doesn't even matter. You're done. You're done. All the whole friends, the whole your groups, You're popular, you're not popular, all the peer pressure is gone.
Yeah, quarterback don't matter.
You do what you want to do.
Children don't care. Like, none of that matters, dude.
You played sports?
So?
Okay. We're in college now, bro. Like, are you working? Or are you doing something? Yeah. It's kind of,
Yeah, the real world don't play, man. It's tough.
Yeah. So, you said you sent what was that, an offer, right?
Yeah.
What was that for? What house was it for?
So it's actually for a condo in Palm Springs, working with an investor. It's their first property out here. We're looking for it. Obviously we've been searching for 4 or 5 months. Finally found one, looked at one. We actually were going to put an offer in earlier. Didn't, pulled back, kind of went through the whole motion. And then it's the time. The market's hot right now.
Yeah.
To be honest, if anybody's looking, now is the time.
What did you have to do to get into real estate? What was your I don't know, the path there, like what schooling, anything like that?
So really, the school I went to was actually in not LA, Pasadena.
Okay.
The school that I went to is Pasadena, just because it was the easiest, best one that I was kind of streamlined, because at the end of the day, in order to, obviously it's 3 to 6 months depending on how fast you take it. There's a couple different courses you have to follow. You have to kind of specialize in one or two particular parts, but
categories,
categories in a sense, whether you're gonna do commercial or residential and things like that. And then you kind of have to pick whether it's leases, and there's a lot. But at the end of the day, it really doesn't, you
gotta pass that final.
Yeah, I mean that's it. Realistically, the test. You know what I mean? A lot of people, schooling's easy. You know what I mean? They'll take you anywhere. You can go to any school, pay any amount of money, and go just sit there and learn and pass just a test to get there. And
would you recommend your school that you went to?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. For sure. I mean, but at the end of the day, you can go to your local COD or any community college, take credits that way for free.
That'll work.
They offer that for free, but it just takes longer, and then at that point you just got to study up, you know what I mean, and pass that again. The exam's tough, man. I mean, I'll tell you, I know a couple people that fell 3-4 times sometimes, man. The test is meant to fool you. You know what I mean? It really is.
The questions are kind of just...
The questions are meant to, double negatives, and, they use terms that, don't apply to this. But if you actually know what you're talking about, because it's like learning a new language, Once you get it,
I get it.
People...
The wording and stuff,
Well, it's you know, sometimes people learn just to know. You know what I mean? But that you don't want to learn that way. You know, you want to learn to like learn. You know, like you want to learn it to actual. Like if I told you like if I gave you 5 or 6 things to like memorize, you're like, yo, learn these terms. You know, you would just be like, all right, read these real quick. You're like, all right, cool. I got it. You know what I mean? Like you'll know it a little bit. Someone asks you about it, but like if you don't know how to like apply it, what
take
it means, take it to action. Like you know what I mean? Like it's different. That's why like. You know, when people take, like, say, Spanish in class, you know what I mean, like in school, versus, like, moving to Mexico and, like, having to learn it, actually learn it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's when you learn, you know, when you're just, like, reading to read and, like, but not to actually, like, take the knowledge in. It's different. You're not focused, you know? So, once you get there and you get to that point, then it's great. But, I mean, to be honest, I'll tell you, like, the actual test of what it is you learn, it's good to know those things, but, like, the practicality of actual real estate is completely different. Like it don't help you at all. Like there's no like I went to the best real estate school and now you're gonna be like famous and like you're gonna be the best.
Fucking do it yourself, yeah.
Because at the end, again, man, at the end of the day, it's getting clients. Yeah. So I mean, like you can know all the terms, you can know how to structure deals and write offers, but if you have no clients to write the offers for, then it doesn't really matter.
Even if you're like in an agency, you basically work for yourself, right? You're basically doing it by yourself.
Always, and a lot of people don't know that, man. Some people think like, oh, he works for Keller Williams or. Oh, she's with, you know, he's with
Coldwell Banker
Remax or Coldwell.
Whatever.
Like, Coldwell Banker is not going like, hey, here, Johnny, like, here's clients, like, take them, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Unless you get with a team, like, for example, like, if like, where I'm at this point, like, I have leads that I can give to agents. Like, I have a team that I'm working on yet, but I want newer agents or people that haven't been agents yet because I don't want them to have bad habits in a sense. But for the most part, like if you're from Banana Realty compared to Remax or Keller Williams, like they're both the same.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If anything, Keller Williams will charge you more money, or a Coldwell Banker will have more.
It's like a corporation
because they're bigger, the name, like you know what I mean. But like you know, John at Keller Williams versus John at Banana Realty, they're both the same people. Like, to be honest, like their customer service, their service in general, their knowledge, completely the same. Matter of fact, the other one could be better than the other, even though they're with a bigger, well-known brand. And I mean, at the end of the day, like they don't help you. Like no one's like, yeah, like I made $1 million over here with like Keller Williams because like they gave me clients. Like no, they didn't give you any clients. Like you got to fight for yourself. For that. So I mean, like the test is cool, but at the end of the day, like this, like you got to be able to talk, got to be able to like make, you know, you got to actually want to help people. That's what it is.
Exactly. Yeah. Make them feel like you're not just trying to rip them off.
Yeah.
And what, like you know, you're going into what you're trying to build. Like, what's your future plans? What's your I don't know, your 5-10 year plan for this?
So, for me, right now, so I'm launching the peoplesagents.com. And the whole premise of what we do, because I already do this for all my clients anyway. You know, like I give a portion of my like commissions that I work with my buyers, and I apply some of that money to their closing costs. So I actually pay money out of my own pocket to help them buy a house.
Yeah.
And not a lot of people do that. You know, and like some people get mad, like, oh, you're one of those like discount brokers or whatever the case is. I'm like, no, man. The thing is, like, I just care about people. Like, if I'm making $9,000 on a deal and it's costing you $12,000, and it's your first house, and you know, like let me give you $1,000. You know what I mean? Like,
just make it a little bit easier.
So I'll make $8,000. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, you got a brand new house. It's like, yo, like you got a family, kid, pregnant, whatever the case is. Like, let me help. Like, I'm okay. I'll be all right with 8,000 instead of 9. You know what I mean? Like, the money will come, because the reason why I'm so successful now and through my entire life is because money has never been my main objective. I've always wanted to help people first, and the money will always follow that. You know, I'm always the one to give. I always want to help, and it's served me right. So like, when I finally got serious in real estate, and I was like, all right, this is it. Like, how do we get this? I was like, I can only help so many people, but if I start to build a team and I figure it out, then that's the way to go. So that's pretty much what happened, man. Like, I was like, all right, I'm gonna launch the People's Agents. They're gonna adopt kind of my philosophy of like giving back, whether it's through like incentives. I have a program for teachers where I give $500. I donate $500 towards classroom, you know, like supplies, because one, teachers are like super underpaid. They always need pencils and like I remember growing up when I was little, like teachers didn't ask for tissue paper and pencils and and color markers and all these things. Like
Exactly.
it's crazy. Now it's like every year I gotta help them buy this and that, which of course because they're struggling, right? Because the teachers are supposed to fend for themselves.
They gotta pay out of their pocket.
You know what I mean? But how are they supposed to buy a house now? You know what I mean? If they're spending money on my children and everybody else's children. So I was like, look, like how can I give back? So I give $500 towards the classroom, and I give $500 towards the closing costs, like so that they can afford, and it's just it's better. Like same thing for like armed forces, like anybody in the force, whether it's like police, first responders, things like that. I like I donate a Ring, like surveillance system. Like they're keeping the city safe. Like I want to keep their house safe. So like I give that, and I give
a little discount or
like,
giveaway basically.
Of course,
yeah,
basically. I mean, because like at the end of the day, especially they're gonna trust me with my services to help them like navigate the real estate world. I'm like the least I can do is give back. You know what I mean? Like I can always give back. It's just like it's one of those things where, again, if I'm selling a house for $400,000, I'm making $15,000. Like I'm cool with, like I can give you $1,000. Like I can help you with that. Obviously, I need you need money to help other people. That's like you can't give it all away.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you know what I mean? Like you have to be conscious about that. And I think what happens is realtors that just look at people like money signs. Like, oh, like, cool, like, if I help, like, if I help Troy, like, that's an $8,000 check, you know what I mean?
Yes.
So it's like, Troy, like, yo, want to buy a house, Like, yeah, when do you want a house, da-da-da, and Troy's like, yo, man, like, chill. He's like, yeah, man, but you should really buy a house, like, because they don't really care about Troy buying a house and, like, getting him in the right position. They just want to get that $8,000.
Exactly. And it's a big, for the people that are buying out, it's a life decision. And some of them, it's like the biggest decision in their life.
Yeah, they might be the only one they make, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like, why rush? Why push? Like, so it's just crazy, man. And I tell people all the time, the worst thing about real estate is the other agents. You know what I mean? It's dealing with the other, like the rest of it's easy, man.
Yeah,
it's agents
they're all so rough.
Yeah, everyone thinks they know everything. Selfish. And they like they don't want to waste time. Like one guy's like, yo, man, like, are you sure they're gonna buy? Because I don't want to show the house or not. Like, are you serious? They're gonna ask me that, man. I'm like, let me ask them real quick. Hey, you guys sure you guys want to buy this house? Because like otherwise we can't go see it. Like, what am I supposed to tell my buyers? Yeah, man, we're sure, dude.
Me and my wife, we were gonna look at a house in Yucca Valley, and I told them I get off at 2, and I let them know, I was like, so we might be a few minutes late. It was like we were gonna see it at like 2:45. I was like, so we might be there like 3. And I told them that the day before and the day of, I called them like, hey, just so you guys remember, I might be like 10 minutes late. And they're like, oh, well, we can just reschedule. I'm like, we're on our way to Yucca already, number one. And I told you yesterday, and we show up and they weren't there, and I was like, that's kind of ridiculous. You're 10 minutes late and they can't even.
Telling you, man.
Can't even been there.
Well, see, but that's the thing, man. Like, so for example, most likely we're calling a listing agent, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
Never do that, man. Never. Exactly. I mean, like, obviously you should have called your boy, but at any time, regardless, you always want to call a buyer's agent or some other agent than the listing agent.
Because the listing agent is trying to sell the house, so they're trying to
it is their fiduciary duty to help the seller sell the house for the most amount of money.
And that's something I wouldn't know. And that's perfect right there. That's another thing.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that, man. Like, they're like, oh, we'll just call. Like, no, man, because it's impossible. Like, especially for a buyer's agent, you don't pay anything for like a buyer's agent services. So like, if I was gonna help you buy a house, like find a house, you don't pay me anything. It's free. Like, you don't pay a dime for anything that I do for you. You go to work and do whatever you do, right? Host a podcast, do the drone, like all those things that you normally do. Those. Hire someone like myself or on the team or another agent that does this, because his job or her job is to help you look for a home in your own time, so you can take care of your family. And again, like, because there's two sides, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, it you can do it, like, by all means, you can go to a listing agent and be like, hey, I don't have an agent, like, will you help me too? Yeah. And it's definitely possible. It's just a very fine line, because if I'm supposed to help the seller get the most money, but I also need to help the buyer get the house for the least amount of money.
How does that work?
Like, who am I really helping? You know what I mean? So then it's like, someone's going to be on the wrong side, like, whether you're going to feel like, well, how did I, you know what I mean? Like, what happens if the house needs repairs? And the seller's like, well, I don't want to do repairs. And you're like, well, I don't want to buy the house if you don't. So, like, I'll also be like, hey, man, by the way, like, so, they really don't want to do repairs. And I'm like, well, I kind of want to do repairs. I got to go there. Hey, man, so they kind of want to repair. Like, it's impossible. There's no way. You know what I mean? Exactly. So you can't really,
You're both going to end up fucked.
How can I be on your side if I got to be on his side? Yeah, you know what I mean? So, like, you always want to have, like, a buyer's agent go in to fight for you. Because at the end of the day, that's their job, is to be like, look, man, like,
they're on one team.
One team. It's a different team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Can't be like, yo, Kobe, like, play for me too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Can you
shoot about the Cavs, bro?
You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Hey, can you play for the Cavs half the year and the Lakers half the year? Because, like, you know what I mean? Don't make no sense.
We need Kobe back on the Lakers.
Man, he'll be all right. He'll be all right.
I think they're going to be good next year.
They'll be all right, man.
Playoffs next year. I'm hoping.
It's weird that Magic, I mean, do you really want, I mean, like, I don't know. For me, it's weird. I would rather my team miss the playoffs than even go and just lose. Like, first of all, just happened to me.
And they weren't even good enough.
They weren't. So I'm a Pacer fan. And we actually had a cool little squad, man. But you know, with Oladipo getting hurt like towards the end of the season,
I didn't really watch much of the season.
I
just knew the Lakers didn't make playoffs.
Yeah, we got swept. We got swept by the Celtics.
I can see how that's pretty shitty. The Celtics are good though, man.
Yeah, but
are they still in right now?
They're down. I think no, they're up. They're up 2-0 right now. I think I don't follow it a lot, but they are up against the Bucks only because I know that they beat my squad. But it's tough, man. I mean, those are the times where I'm like, bro, just lose, bro. Like if you're gonna get there in 8 and then lose, and like why even show? You know what I mean? It's like
I almost felt that way about the Cowboys this year. They were bad, and
the Cowboys killed me this year, man. Yeah, that was tough.
No, they beat you guys on
in the playoffs.
Yeah, but still, they still weren't good, man. I knew it, but they made the Rams a little. They made them run for their money a little bit.
They did. Yeah. No, you guys look good, and that's always promising. At least you guys are like putting up. You know, what I mean, when you get there, as long as you like put up a fight, you know what I mean, like. Yeah. And, you know, because I mean, obviously anybody can win on any day. You know, but I just like now.
Have you guys made any big moves for the Seahawks?
For the Seahawks, well, we traded Frank Clark, which is crazy.
He's your tackle?
Nah, he was our DN from like a couple years back.
Yeah,
he was killing. He led our league in sacks. He led the team in sacks. He was like I think 4th in the NFC. Traded him to the Chiefs. They gave him like $150 million. It was a big deal. Damn. Looks like Doug Baldwin might be done from injuries, so that kind of sucks.
Retired?
Yeah.
Wow.
But we made a lot of. We drafted really well. I mean, we always draft well. Like John Snyder is a GM, and like they're just phenomenal in scouting. Him and Pete Carroll are like crazy with like on the scouting reports.
Yeah, one of the top 3 coaches. In the league.
No, it's true. No, easy.
Yeah,
easy for sure. We picked up that kid DK Metcalf though.
Who's that?
He's played for Ole Miss. Dude's like got like 1% body fat.
Oh, I think I heard about him.
He was like super yoked, like literally, like he just stands there ripped, bro. It's
crazy. I heard about him.
Yeah, he's like 6'3", runs like a 4'3".
He had a news story about his body fat. About him.
No, it's just literally like 1.5%. The dude just like
it's like impossible.
I have no idea how that's possible. It's like I don't even think that's healthy. To be honest,
I think you're on the verge of dying.
Like get some body, like eat a burger, my guy. Like,
you still have a 6-pack, bro.
But he's yoked, bro, and he's fast, like 6'3", 245, one's like a 4'3". That's nuts, dude.
Yeah, that's kind of how Byron Jones was on the Cowboys. He was just kind of an athletic freak, and he's good, man. They moved him to corner, and he's corner full time now.
Yeah, yeah, that's good. Obviously, Seattle started that big corner like wave.
Exactly.
I mean, I remember like before Pete Carroll, we had like Marcus Trufant and like Jordan Babineau, like all those guys were like 6'1", 5'11". They were always like 5'11" and fast. You know what I mean? Because they wanted like good change of motion, like stay on it. You know. And then I know where Pete Carroll's like, I want nothing but like 6'3", 6'4", 6'5", 6'2", just to defend the ball, man, and you know, play more like aggressive. And it's like now the leagues, everyone's going big. You know, it's crazy. Like, you know, those times. So I mean, like, yeah, that's why he's balling out. You know, years ago, like they wouldn't even look at him. You know what I mean? Like the big guys would have just like flew right by him. But yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel pretty good about this season. I think the Cowboys will make playoffs. You guys will probably make playoffs. I feel like
we should. I mean, we made it last year without even trying. I mean, we were I don't know how. We were in like a rebuilding season. We had like no running back. Also, our offensive line played really well. Defense was struggling. Obviously, Earl Thomas was like holding out for the first 4 weeks.
Yeah,
he got hurt. That was terrible.
And is he still on the Seahawks?
Hell no, he hated him.
He got out, right?
After
he went to the Ravens.
Yeah,
the Ravens.
Yeah, the Ravens. Well, he was holding out. Remember?
Yeah,
he was holding out. He literally came and played 2 weeks later, bro, because he didn't get a contract.
Exactly.
He ended up like flipping off Pete Carroll all crazy.
So the Cowboys to pick him up.
Yeah, he's like, yo, come get me. Yeah. But I mean, ultimately the Ravens gave him the money, but.
All right, let's. I think we want to end it with who's your early Super Bowl pick, bro? And then we'll talk about some of your social medias and shit. Give yourself a little shout out.
I would say early. I mean, like right now,
it's super early. I'm just gonna do it now, and let's see how close it is when we get to the end of this.
All right. I'm gonna say, like I'm over the Eagles. They're done. Like they already showed me they're whack. Man, you never know from the NFC. I mean, obviously, I don't want to say my own team. We're gonna be like all right. I think we'll be like top 4 in the league. I think we'll have a shot. I would probably say. I mean, man, like to be honest, I'll put the Chiefs up there. I'll put the Chiefs up there only because if Mahomes looks like the real deal. Yeah. Granted, never mind. Maybe without
Hill.
Remember Tyreek Hill over here breaking baby's arms. It's like, I don't know. I think the Patriots are like on the like the downfall.
They gotta fall.
There's no way.
At some point.
That's hard, man.
Because you don't even really know the teams yet. It's kind of like
you know what? I'm gonna go Browns. I'm gonna say it right now. I'm going with it.
Wow. I'll say playoffs.
I say that hit playoffs for sure.
I'll give you that.
I say they hit playoffs for sure. Chubb is killing. I mean, like Chubb, Mayfield. I mean, like they got.
I like that pick, dude.
They're gonna be all right, man. Yeah. I think Browns. Like right now, I would put money in Vegas just for them to make the playoffs. Right now, I'll put $100 on line to make the playoffs. Like I would definitely.
I'm with that. Yeah.
The odds. I mean, they're probably good odds, and I don't like. To be honest, I really don't like anybody else in the NFC. Like I don't think I don't know, man. Like it's hard to like. I would like to put your boys up there, but like,
when are they good?
Dak is like
I don't know.
Dak is so like. First of all, Dak looked terrible like the last 2 years. Without an offensive line, he was like a puppy.
Nobody.
He's a puppy back there.
He's scared, dude. I see him running, and I like him, dude. But he's so scared. He looks so scared back there.
He had like 20 minutes to like throw the ball like 2 years ago. Like, literally, he was like hike, and he was like.
Somebody's open.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah, exactly.
Meanwhile, like Russell's like hike. He's like, oh, and like already run. So I mean, like for me, like I feel like Dak. As long as he like progresses, you guys will be all right. But then again, I don't know. It's like it's hard. So Rams are gonna be back. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna say Saints and Chiefs. I think it'll be basically the opposite of what happened last year.
Like it'll just little flip.
I don't know if it's gonna be the same 4, but it'll be those 2 that make it.
I can see that. Obviously, Saints. You know, you can't really go on the
Saints. It's 2 favorites, but it's like. They were so good. The Saints were so good last year.
I can say, all right, I'll put Carolina up there.
Cam Newton makes me nervous, though.
I know, man, but he's still a freak of nature regardless. I mean, he's not the best passer. He'll never go down as the best passer, but he's too strong, too big. McCaffrey's, like, coming off hard. I mean, like, they got the defense.
I like McCaffrey, too.
McCaffrey's dirty.
What, Kuechly and then fucking what's
Kuechly's like one of the dopest the other tight end ever.
Thomas? What's the other linebacker? That dude is a beast too.
The outside
I forgot his name, but whoever watches football knows what I'm talking about. Yeah, he's a beast too.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's gonna be tough. I can see the Chiefs going back easily, regardless of whether Hill's there or not.
Because they lost Hunt and they still were the same.
Basically, get anybody that could run a downfield. Like Mahomes got a cannon on him. Yeah. And then I'm gonna put the Rams back up there, regardless of how bad like they showed up in the playoffs. I mean, in the Super Bowl, like they're like probably the worst ever. And I love watching that. Man, I love watching them just like because as like they're in my conference, I just literally could not. You know, obviously.
Couldn't get enough of them looking terrible. Oh man,
I couldn't. I was loved it, especially because like everybody's like, yeah, Ram Nation, the Rams horns, or whatever. I'm like, all right, and you get in there like, yeah, number 1 offense is so good, and I'm like, yo, you can't even score. I was like. And then
they look bad.
How do you not? Come on.
I had a coworker, dude. She won like every quarter of the little squares where you buy the squares, and they were like $100 squares. So she won like a couple thousand, dude.
Oh yeah, when you just had the 3. If you have 3-3,
motherfucker, yeah, she had the 3-0, I think.
If you had 3-0, 3-3, you just be winning, bro.
She was winning the whole time.
Yeah.
All right, but shout out to your social media where people can find you.
Like
let's do real estate, like whatever.
No, for sure, yeah, because it's probably a good time. Man. So,
I know you had to get out of here, you know.
No, for sure. So you can find your boy at Instagram at Lawrence Does, LAWRENCEDOES. I'm probably gonna start. The thing is, that's my real estate one. I do a lot. You know what I mean? Like again, I do so many. That's why my name's Lawrence Does because I do a lot of different things.
Yeah.
So. You can find me Lawrence Does. I'm probably at some point going to change over and just stick to one like just for real estate. But that's going to be on my personal one. I'm just going to start being more active. Instagram, same. I mean, Snapchat's kind of the same. Lawrence Does. What else? Facebook. Facebook.com/Lawrence Does. You can find me at lawrencedoes.com. And most likely, probably by the time this airs, I'd imagine the People's Agents will be like up and running. The people'sagents.com.
This will be a couple weeks.
Couple weeks, cool.
Yeah, a couple weeks. Yeah.
Word.
So.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's gonna be good. A lot of things are in. I mean, like I'm telling you right now, like my main goal for the next 5 years is to smash everybody in real estate here. I have no doubt in my mind that we're gonna put together something that's like so big that it because again, like we're helping. We're not being selfish. We're not being greedy. We're like gonna help and give like shout out and help other businesses and other people grow. So I think with that model, it's gonna be impossible, man. Like, and at that point, I'm gonna be all over the place. Marketing will be the next thing that I go and tackle, and I'm about to be like.
I need to learn a little bit more marketing. I feel like you always can, though. It's always changing, too.
Marketing,
it's always evolving.
It is, man. Most definitely. So, and if you're not marketing and building a brand, you're going to lose. So, that right now, that's my biggest goal because I know at some point, rather than focus on my own goals and aspirations, I'd rather, again, like with the way I always do things, I'd rather market and advertise other people's and bring them up because then in turn, it'll help myself and then I can help others. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
That's the biggest, man. It feels good, though. But you can find me, obviously, there. Call me 760-567-2226. Anytime, you know what I mean? Like as a realtor, I always answer my phone, and let's just keep working, man. I mean, thanks for having me.
No problem. Hey, this is the end of the 100 podcast. Again, it's on all the streaming platforms: Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor, everything else, man. Breaker. It'll be on YouTube. I think that'll be the best way to find it. We didn't use the camera too much. We were kind of pretty focused on this conversation. It was pretty straight and into it. But let me hook you up with some shit real quick, bro. Yeah. Let me get you a double cup right here. I got my homie's album, and then what size are you?
Like a medium.
A schmedium? I think I could find you a schmedium.
You know what I mean? Maybe like a smarge, you know, like a small medium, depending on how big they run.
Yeah, let me see what I can find in here. And what about your wife, bro?
She's like the same, like a medium.
Alright.
Yeah, those are dope. Rocked this at the gym.
Yeah. Let me get you a couple things in here.
Nice. Might have to hit your boy. Jump on the track.
Yeah, bro, definitely. I'm trying to find a schmedium. Right here.
Yeah.
Right, bro, I appreciate it. Let me get this baby off. Peace out, bro.
Peace.